It is Wednesday, March 13th, 2024. I want to thank every one of you for tuning in today. Please make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit that bell notification down below so that you are alerted when the newest videos drop. I'm going to get right into it today. As usual, we have a lot to talk about. Many of you probably been watching this on the news or read about it. Dollar Tree shares plunge after earnings miss, plans 600 store closure amid customer spending pullback. That on the Hedge this morning. Dollar Tree is more where some of your middle class, not your more poverty-stricken type people, but more of your middle class has been shopping at Dollar Tree. And they're going to close 600 stores. Nobody's safe, ladies and gentlemen. Nobody's business now, nobody's job. Nothing is safe anymore. The sad thing here is that a lot of people are about to lose their jobs. Think about how many thousands of people are about to lose their job. Shares of Dollar Tree down 14% today. The discount retailer missed fourth quarter profit expectations and offered a dismal outlook for the first quarter as shoppers spend less. And this is more where your middle class is shopping. The average ticket size declined by 1.5%, indicating consumers are pulling back on spending. So the store strategy at this point is to close 600 stores in the first half of this year. Again, it's a sad day, because so many people are going to be losing their jobs with these closures. And it's a real inconvenience to a lot of people that depend on these stores, that shop at these stores weekly. Some of these stores are in rural areas, and it's very convenient for people to shop at these stores. Now they're closing. CNN, Family Dollar, and Dollar Tree will close 1,000 stores. Now, Dollar Tree owns Family Dollar. And so with both stores combined, there will be 1,000 store closings in the next few years. 600 stores this year. And now when you look at Family Dollar, that store, you're going to see people more at the low end shopping at a Family Dollar versus a Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree is more of your middle class, and Family Dollar is more people using food stamps, SNAP, things of that sort. And again, this is going to be a real inconvenience. And think about people who depend. You may not depend on it. I may not depend on it. I do hit these dollar stores because there are some savings there, but my life isn't really going to change. But some people's lives, it's going to change a bit because of the inconvenience. And if you live in a smaller area, a rural area, and you're shopping at a Dollar Tree or a Family Dollar, it could be a real inconvenience for you. But this is going to give people a lot less options for their shopping. And it's really sad to see how bad things are getting. I don't think you have to look any further than when you see, Dollar Tree, again, who owns Family Dollar, closing 1,000 stores combined, 600 stores this year. Really, really sad. Here's one from CNBC. But you know what? Comment down below. What do you think about all this? What does this indicate? To me, this is another reflection of a very decaying, sick economy where people are spending less money. And people that do use food stamps, who use SNAP or WIC, EBT, that shop at these stores, their money's not going as far. And so they may be spending the same amount of money, but they're getting a whole lot less. And so these stores are not seeing people spending more. They're spending less because their dollars aren't stretching. They're on a limited budget. They're on food stamps. Real wages are not keeping up with inflation. And so this ugly cycle continues, ladies and gentlemen. If the economy was booming, if people were out there making money, if wages were outpacing inflation, I guarantee you this would not be happening. EV euphoria is dead. Automakers are scaling back or delaying their electric vehicle plans. This on CNBC this morning. Ford, GM, Mercedes-Benz, Volkswagen, Land Rover, Jaguar, Aston Martin, all delaying their electric vehicle plans. It was a nice idea. It was fun while it lasted, but I think this year we're going to see more of this. I think more EV makers are going out of business. If you're thinking about buying one, I would be very leery. I hope that the company you buy from is in business 5 years from now, a year from now. But it's just not going over. It's inconvenient. It's costly. It just doesn't make sense for most people. And the market is speaking. The market is speaking. Nobody is buying these things. Nobody wants these things. A very, very small group. You know, maybe if you live in an area where you're just going to drive around locally, not really have to drive far, maybe it's not a big concern to you. But, you know, if you're driving to work every day, if you're putting real miles on a vehicle, if you're dealing with, you know, the weather, the conditions of being really hot or really cold out here, you know, when it's 120 degrees, it drains batteries, even on a golf cart. So these glorified golf carts are not selling as they were anticipated to sell. The market is speaking. The market says the majority of Americans don't want this. They like gas engines. They like hybrids. They don't like EVs. TheEconomicCollapse.com. Is the soaring cost of living stressing you out? I think it's stressing a lot of people out. Just look at how people drive, how they act, just how they talk. People are stressed out. U.S. households are spending an extra $11,434 per year just to maintain the same standard of living from a year ago. This according to CBS News. You know, yesterday we were told that inflation was 3.2%, that it had risen 3.2% year over year. If you believe that, you really need some help. You really, really do. Gasoline today, I don't know what it closed up at, but I saw it up about $2. Oil was up about $2.25 a barrel, getting very, very close to the $80 mark. This is going to put more cost to the average American as they go to the grocery store, as they buy something off the Walmart shelf, because fuel prices are going up. They're going to continue to go up. And as they do, you're going to pay more because all of that food, all of those retail goods are delivered by planes, trains, trucks, and boats. And they all require fuel. And fuel prices are going up. What's this going to look like when we hit $90 a barrel, $100 a barrel? It's coming, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe not tomorrow. But look, we got $80 knocking at the door now. We're not even in summer yet. Prices will be going up. I would not doubt if we see $90 oil this summer. If you think inflation is bad now, wait till you see $90 and $100 oil. So think about, again, what's happening in this economy while the market euphoria continues. Markets were mixed today, but we're literally at all-time highs across the board. You know, while John Deere is laying off, Tyson Foods is laying off, the dollar stores are laying off, tech companies every day are laying off. It's just layoff after layoff, but the market ignores it because all the market is hoping for is a rate cut. And now, I got to tell you, please comment down below. I don't see a rate cut coming this year now. You can forget March, you can forget June. I think at this point, you can forget 2024. I don't see how it's even possible. Comment down below. Somebody says, well, you know, we got to have rate cuts or the economy is going to collapse. The economy is collapsing right now. The rate cuts will help Wall Street. That's all it's going to help. It's going to help the 1%. It's going to help Wall Street. It's not going to help the economy. The economy has already collapsed. The people that benefit from rate cuts are the people at the very, very, very top. You start cutting rates, what's it going to do? Is it going to push prices of homes back up? You ready to buy an overpriced home, even more overpriced than they are now? Your credit card rates are probably not going to go down. Your life really isn't going to change when they cut 25 basis points here and there. All it's going to do is cause more inflation, devalue your purchasing power even more, and bring in even more inflation. So, you know, people really need to wake up and see what this and who this really benefits when and if they cut rates. It's going to benefit the top 1%. It's not going to benefit the middle class. It's not going to benefit much of this country. It is going to hurt much of this country. This is how we got here in the first place, by cutting rates, by keeping rates too low for too long. Inflation is out of control. The only way you stop out inflation is raising inflation high enough to stomp it out. And they're not telling us what the real inflation numbers are, and that's why these rate hikes, the 11 rate hikes that we had, have done absolutely nothing, because inflation is much higher than what they're telling us. Here's another one today from the Hedge. U.S. spent more than double what it collected in February as 2024 deficit is second highest ever and debt explodes. We talked about this a week ago. We're adding $1 trillion to our national debt every 100 days. We've added 60% to our national debt since 2018. We're borrowing $80,000 per second in this country. The U.S. Treasury reported in February the U.S. collected $271 billion in various tax receipts and spent $567 billion more. That is more than double what it collected. The government is spending 50% more than it was spending in 2020. The budget deficit rose to $296.3 billion, up 12.9% from a year ago. If you were doing this in your own household, if you were budgeting your household like this, you would be homeless. You'd be on the streets right now. We are completely bankrupt as a nation. And people just think that we should just ignore this. We shouldn't talk about it. What can I do? Well, you can't stop this, but you better do something. You better take some sort of action. You better start thinking outside of the box right now how you're going to protect yourself from this collapse, this economic collapse that's happening right now. Many people are sitting home right now with no job, no money, just waiting for something to happen. And what's going to happen is they're going to be evicted from their home. Their credit's going to be destroyed. Many people are going to be homeless. Many people are going to be going hungry. Many people may be moving back home. Many people don't know what they're going to do. They have no plan. They have no options at this point. And this is all going to come to a head, ladies and gentlemen, and this country's going to have to deal with it at some point because it's not going away. The fake economy has been exposed. The real economy is destroyed. And, you know, as I make this video today, I was watching a little bit of social media last night, looking at some Facebook stuff, and it is still shocking how many people still are trying to impress other people. The brokies are still trying to impress you and I. And I was just reading some of these stats today while I'm watching some of these brokies on social media try to impress us with what they had for dinner, the steak, the cocktails, the Vegas vacations, the cars they're driving, the vacations that they're taking. 1% of the U.S. population holds 30% of the wealth. The wealthiest 10% of this nation hold 2/3 of the wealth. The bottom half of this population in the United States accounts for only 3% of the wealth. Savings, debt, and wages are the three primary sources that give consumers the ability to consume. And it gives people the ability to try to go on social media and impress other people while they go deeper into debt. People are going absolutely broke, continuing to try to impress us. The savings rate is hovering at the lowest rate since before the 2008 recession. Most consumers, I think most of us would agree with this, are drawing down on their savings. Many have nothing left. Payroll.org estimates 78% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. 78%. Nearly 40% do not have $400 saved up for an unexpected expense. We look at debt. Consumers have to borrow just to pay for their essentials today. What's credit card debt? $1.13 trillion. Average household is nearly $7,000, holding nearly $7,000 of credit card debt. The average rate is nearly 23%. That's what the average rate now is on a credit card. Some people are paying much more. 79 million Americans have have used buy now, pay later, and the number is growing. Only 52% say that they're confident that they can even pay their buy now, pay later loan back. We look at wage growth. Since 2022, the average annual growth in compensation has been 6.28%. Real compensation growth has grown by less than 1% annually. It's not keeping up with the real inflation. Unemployment, they're telling us, is 3.9%. If you believe that, I have a bridge to sell you. That is the lowest in 75 years. But whether you believe the number or not, look at the data. It is ticking up. Real unemployment is ticking up. I don't think we really know how many people are unemployed. We do know that 107 million people in this country are not in the labor force. We know that a lot of people are working 2 and 3 jobs in this country to make up for the job that they lost. But at the end of the day, these people that don't have a job or having to work 2 or 3 part-time jobs because they lost a full-time job, they're going to consume less. When you have 107 million people not in the labor force, this country is consuming less. And that is not good for the economy. So something to think about right there. Feel free to comment down below. As I was watching some of the social media last night, you're seeing less and less people out there trying to impress because they've lost jobs. Their savings are out. Their credit cards have been shut off. So they can no longer, go on social media and pretend to be something that they're not, because they've gone so broke trying to impress. They're so broke now that they can't even make a video. They have nothing left. So they're done. And that's going to continue. But when you don't have a job, when you don't have a car, when the credit cards are maxed out, there's no way you can go out and buy a steak dinner and film it. The party's over. And, I really wish that these people over the years would have stopped trying to impress everybody, that they would have actually done something to protect themselves from what is coming, instead of just spending and consuming and just thinking that this was going to go on forever. If these people would have taken action a couple years ago, they would have been in a much better position today. Now they can't even afford to post a social media video and show us what they're eating and what steakhouse they're at, because the credit cards are maxed out. The car's been repoed. There's no job. There's no savings. It's done. They can't even fake it any longer, ladies and gentlemen. They can't even fake it any longer. And I want to go over one last thing. As I was watching some of the social media last night, something that was really, really interesting to me, and I jotted down some notes, but I don't have them here, so I'll just go off of my memory the best that I can. But there was a lender on social media last night, and they were asking her, do you think it's a good time to buy a home? And she said, I think this is a great time to buy a home. Rates are right now in the high 6s, and we're going into spring, and when we hit spring, sales are going to go up, and prices are going to go up, and right now we're in the 6s, and you might even get mid 6s. So I think it's a wonderful time to buy because the market's going to get really hot in the spring, and as the year goes, as we go further into the year, mortgage rates are going to come down and home prices are going to go up, and so this is the time. I couldn't believe it. So I would just wonder what kind of crystal ball she has to say that mortgage rates are going to go down as we go further into the year, and that home sales are going to go up in the spring, as they're being absolutely decimated here in Southern California and across the country. Sales have been decimated. It just shocks me that people can talk like this with a straight face and post a video. But of course, if you're in the business, and this isn't everybody that's in the mortgage business or everybody that's a realtor, there's some really good ones out there, I understand that. There are exceptions, but the majority of these people need you to buy. They need you to finance. They need you to live above your means. They need you to make a bad decision. The worst possible time to buy a house is right now. This is the biggest bubble we have ever seen, which they don't talk about how overpriced these homes are. What we need to see is mortgage rates go even higher and home prices come down much more. We need interest rates. We need the Fed to do their job, raise rates, and crush this housing market and get home prices back to reality. We don't need people, spending $700,000 on a house that is really worth $300,000 and go, well, they got a great mortgage rate. You know, they got it for 3.5%, 4%, but they overpaid by $300,000 or $400,000. Makes no sense whatsoever. So be careful of these people that you're listening to on social media. It seems like every day somebody wants you to buy something. They have something that they're trying to sell you every day. What flavor of the week is it? What flavor of the day is it today? What are they trying to sell you today? Buy a house, buy this pill, buy this, toy, buy this, buy that, buy this gadget, buy this flashlight, buy. You got to really, really be careful. And look, I'm a capitalist. I believe in capitalism. But keep real. Keep it real, ladies and gentlemen. That's why when I recommend something, I've been recommending that you buy the same things for 7 years. For 7 years, I kept telling you, you better buy security, you better buy some gold, you better buy some silver, you better buy some food, you better buy some water. There's things that we need to be buying. But the people out there that every day are trying to get you to buy something different every day, that is not going to help you in tough times. Again, I've tried to keep it as real as possible, and I've always stuck to my word. I've always been extremely honest with everybody, and that's why for 7 years I've been promoting the same type of items daily that you buy. Not because somebody's paying me a bunch of money. Trust me, there are so many companies that call me and want me to market for them and attach a link, and can we put a link here? We'll pay you this much, and can you sell this? Can you sell this pill? Can you sell this? Can you sell this this here? Can you sell that? Can we put this link here? We'll pay you money. If I don't believe in it, ladies and gentlemen, I don't even talk about it. I wouldn't even mention it. If I'm not using something, if I don't believe in it, if I don't believe it's an asset during bad times, if I don't believe it's going to protect you, there's no way I would ever recommend it. At some point, look, it's good to be a capitalist. It's fine to get paid to recommend something that you believe in. I totally believe in that. But when people are selling this garbage every day, trying to make a quick buck, and you know that they don't even use this stuff, or this stuff is total BS, or the fact they want you to go out and buy a house, they want you to go out and borrow money, it's so fake. And so we still have a lot of fakery and a lot of trickery out there and a lot of snake oil salesmen out there. So be careful, because you're going to see more of it as times get worse, because people are desperate. They're going to sell garbage. They're going to promote garbage. They're going to tell you to buy a house. They're going to tell you to jump into the overpriced stock market, the overpriced housing market. They're going to tell you to buy this, buy that. Be careful. Be careful. Every one of us needs to keep it real and be walking the walk. Remember, there's no magic potion. There's no magic pill. There's no magic nothing. You got to go out. You got to work out. You got to take care of yourself. You got to put the effort in. You got to put the work in to get results. That's just the bottom line. Period. Nothing is easy. So keep it real. God bless every one of you. Stay safe. Like, share, subscribe. And as always, I look forward to speaking to each and every one of you.